Good morning. It is another day, and we're out here just getting started again for another work day here. And wanted to thank you for joining. Please like the video. Please subscribe. Still trying to build something here, and I know it takes time, but would appreciate that. So today we're talking about more AI stuff. There's a lot of concern over AI taking a lot of jobs and doing things in seconds that people might take half a day to complete. And the latest has to do with financial services, doing things like tax advising and taxes and everything that's it, kind of wrapped up with that. So they're looking at all this AI powered software that might be coming out to take over that industry. And the concern is you have a lot of these software programs that are expensive that helps financial advisors with planning and helping you to build your retirement funds and navigate taxes. And so AI can pretty much tackle a ton of that in a short amount of time for way less money. And so we're back to different things coming out. It's raining a little bit today, so not sure how long I'll be able to stay out if it gets heavier. But Altruist has an AI platform called Hazel. And so that's what everyone's concerned about in this particular industry, that it's going to take over the software platforms that people pay a lot of money for and need a lot of input from the financial advisor, whereas you take your 1040, you put in your pay stubs and all your account information, and the system can pretty much look at that and get everything planned out for you in seconds. And there's a lot of concern over it because a lot of people are in that industry that they advise, they tell you what to invest in, how to invest, how to avoid different taxes. And this new AI is going to possibly take over that market in some respects. Saw a commercial that I can't remember if it was during the Super Bowl or if it was um, after, but I remember it had to do with, I think it's one of the tax software programs where you can just take a picture of your 1040 and it does your taxes and you're done. And that's wild. That's wild to think about. I guess all the information's on there, and it just takes all that detail, populates it in there. What you got, baby? She sees something. Something lives in there. Um, so I think it's already here on some level. That would be helping someone do taxes instead of getting tax preparer and being able to do it and send it off with maybe simple taxes where they don't have a lot of deductions and investments and things. I remember 1 year ago, instead of doing our own taxes, my wife said, let's go to like an HR block and we'll see what they can do as far as helping us maybe to do better on our taxes. And we had used a tax software in the past, and it's like we went in, and it was an older lady. And when I say older, probably like at the time, maybe in her 60s. And all she was doing was following a program on her computer and asking us questions and guiding us through it in much the same way that if we just did it ourselves with the software, it would ask us the same questions and we would get the same results. And we paid $400 for the privilege of having someone do our taxes. And I said, we are never doing that again. It was kind of crazy because here she is. She's supposed to be the person that knows what she's doing. H&R Block has, pretty substantial name in the industry, and I kept having to help her. She would keep getting stuck with what she was supposed to do, or oh, I'm not sure what that question means, or I was leaning over, looking at the screen and pointing, stuff, and say, I think you click here, I think you do this, and I remember getting in the car after that, after writing a check for $400, and I said, yeah, we're never doing this again. And I know H&R Block is sort of like the Walmart of tax preparation, but you would think that they would have some uh, advantage of going to sit with them to go through things, see if there's any deductions or anything you could do, and get nothing. I mean, it's pretty much the same as if, like I said, we just did it ourselves. So that was unfortunate, but it was a good learning lesson. So we've got I can't even think of the name for some reason. It's the tax software that most people use, and we just do our own taxes every year. It pretty much just handholds you through the whole process. You just answer each question as it comes, and you just plug in the details, and it takes care of it. And so, I think for a lot of people, where investing and tax advice, that's where you have an advisor. I think most people have some type of um, tax accountant, or at the very least some sort of retirement planner. And so that's where all this AI is really looking to take something that's a little too complex for the average person, and they usually have to go somewhere and have someone do it with their complicated software. That this whole new world of AI, and again, it's Anthropic that's involved. They're taking what should be something that a person walks you through, and they just do it in seconds. And the software at that point, like, why would I pay all this money to have someone do it for me, or pay for some expensive software when I'm going to just have AI do it? So to me, it's pretty much a similar situation. You get to a point where, why am I going to H&R Block and paying someone so much money to ask the same exact questions that, I can just buy the software and do it myself on a Saturday afternoon, and I'm done. So anyway, let me know what you think. Do you do your own taxes? Do you have someone that helps you with your financial situation, your retirement, or your tax preparation? And what do you think about AI doing some of these things for you? I think the thing that makes me a little nervous too is, who knows what kind of breach is going to happen when AI starts getting all this information and all these people. Nope, yeah, they're and AI decides to do what it wants to do if it gets to that point, and they have all your info. They can freeze everything. That's why a big concern with all this push for digital currency. If if the banks can decide to shut you down, or even worse, AI, and maybe they don't respond to human input anymore. I don't know. It's definitely something to think about and consider. Again, hopefully they have safeguards in place to keep nefarious things from happening. Well, I appreciate you joining me today on our walk, and hope to see you in the next one. Have a great day.